Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Locked On Sports. There has been a lot that has happened in the last 24 hours, and I mean a lot. A lot of weird stuff, a lot of suspicious stuff, but let's get right into it. The Astros beat the Angels on errors, and yes, I'm not even kidding about that. The Astros did win 6-4 last night against the Angels after being down 4-0 after two innings. Tatsuya Amai had one of the worst starts I've ever seen, getting pulled after two outs and didn't even finish the first inning. AJ Blueball came in for 2.1 or 2 and a third innings last night, but it was Christian Javier that stole the show. Went 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, and 0 run baseball, and I think 3 hits if I remember correctly. But that ninth inning was probably one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. The Astros scored 4 runs on 2 walks, 2 errors, and only 1 hit. Moment of silence for the Los Angeles Angels there. They had more errors than the team that they were facing had hits. Not a good look for the Los Angeles Angels. But going away from the Astros now, Curtis Med, making his Red Sox debut last night, leaves the game after being hit on the hand, making that trade look even worse now for the Red Sox. Yes, is he a good third baseman that they needed? Yes. What they gave up right? No. Connolly early should have stayed there. Orioles had squirrel problems last night as in the middle of their game, they had a giant squirrel run onto the field, and that was really funny to watch. The Cubs DFA'd Jamison Talon yesterday after his horrible 2026 season. It was the last year of his contract anyway, so he's probably just done. Spencer Steer will be going on the IL. We don't know with what yet, but for a very long time, they said. Shea Langoliers will miss the rest of the season with a torn meniscus. They were hoping he wouldn't miss the rest of the season, but he will. Max Scherzer returned to Washington, D.C. for the first time since leaving. It was an emotional moment for him as he, I think, went 4 2/3 of an inning there. The Marlins broke their 12-game losing streak. Alert, alert, the Marlins have a win. Oh my goodness. Walking off the Phillies 7-8. Lance McCullers Jr. was released after one game. They initially DFA'd him, and now they just cut him entirely. Josh Harrison, if you remember him, will retire as a Pirate August 7th and 8th, as he was last active in the MLB 2023. Ronald Acuna was activated yesterday as well. Over to the NFL, because the MLB is all jacked up right now. I'll go back to the scores here in a second. All NFL teams are officially in action as of today for training camp. The new Bills uniforms are god-awful. The Nickel City uniforms are questionable. Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, his wife was shot yesterday in their Virginia home. He was rushing back from training camp to go figure that all out. And as the story more broke, we figured out it was his son that shot his own mother. Very disheartening to hear. No intentions, no motive was released yet as of now. There was charges, but I'm not going to say them here. But yeah, that was horrifying to hear. But back to training camp now. Sorry, I'm not trying to disregard prayers to their family. She's doing fine. She is in stable condition. Over to the Colts now. Daniel Jones, their quarterback, has been cleared to play after tearing his Achilles. That's pretty much all that's going on right now. We're going to go look at some of the scores from last night. As I said, the Astros won 6-4 over the Angels, scoring 5 unanswered runs in the last two innings. Rangers almost swept the Mariners 7-3, taking 3 out of that series, as the Astros jump back up to second place. The Orioles beat the Tigers 8-5. Pirates walk off the Diamondbacks 3-2. Like I said, the Marlins won 8-7. Blue Jays won 3-2. The Mets destroyed the Braves 14-3. Their starting pitcher gave up 11 earned runs. 11. Wouldn't believe it. The Guardians-Red game was postponed last night due to weather. The Yankees came back and beat the White Sox 9-5. Cubs defeated the Cardinals 7-3. Red Sox won 4-2 only because of Rafael's grand slam that he thought was actually a flyout, which I thought was really funny. The Giants beat the Brewers 3-0. And that was your recap of all the games that went on. Your standings: the Rangers still stand in first in the AL West. Astros are 2 games behind. Mariners are 2.5. Athletics 10 and Angels 12.5. Over the AL East, the Rays currently lead the division. Yankees are 2.5, making their 60-win column last night. Red Sox are 7 games behind. Orioles 11, Blue Jays 14. Over to the AL Central, the White Sox are currently in the lead, not by much. Only 2 games ahead of Cleveland, 3 games ahead of Minnesota, 6 games ahead of Detroit, and 11 games ahead of Kansas City. Over to the NL side, the NL East. The Braves currently lead that division, 5.5 games above the Phillies, 8.5 above the Nationals, 9.5 above the Marlins, and 17.5 above the Mets. And yes, the only teams with wins in the last few games is the Mets and the Marlins. What is going on with the NL East? Over to the NL Central now. Brewers currently lead that division by 6 games. The Cubs also got into the 60-win column last night. Pirates are 11.5 games. Cardinals are 13 games behind. And the Reds are 16 games behind. Over to the NL West, I think we all know who the winner is currently as of now. It's the Dodgers. 12.5 games above the Diamondbacks, 14 above the Padres, 22 above the Giants, and 25.5 above the Rockies. Other than that, that is your daily recap of sports here on Locked On Sports. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.